Hello, this live today is for the woman who already makes money. I know you already make sales, you have the clients, you have sold out offers, you are in the game. But deep down, you often catch yourself thinking, maybe this is it. Maybe that, I don't care the number, whether it's 5k, 25k month, whether it's 50k or 200k, that totally doesn't matter. And you have this, because I work with entrepreneurs on all levels, from people who are just starting to people who already have this consistent 30, 50k months. You make 200k or 300k per year, but you feel as if this is the top, this is the lead, and there is this feeling inside of you, maybe this is the most I can hold. And your work is good, it's solid, but you don't feel like this powerhouse yet. You're not walking in the room thinking, I am the table, I'm the damn field, welcome to my world. And because of that, you're convincing instead of commanding. Instead of that, you are kind of shrinking instead of selling. Instead of that, you're chasing instead of attracting and calibrating. Or you sell, but not nearly enough, let's say it that way. And it's not from that power, it's not from your earned brilliance. I'm going to talk about this, my own method that is called earned power, your earned brilliance. This is something I want to expand on. But this life, let me tell you, is going to be pretty much different from what I'm usually teaching. Because yes, you know me, I'm a woman of strategy, of sales systems, of structures that scale. But today I want to go deeper with something, because I myself have been there not once. And because there is this truth that you can't execute a strategy if you don't believe you're worth of these sales. You can't scale, when you're secretly self-abandoning yourself. And this is where I want to talk about conviction. Let me know if you hear me, if you see me, if you have any comments. Feel free to ask any single thing. I will be happy to discuss as I'm talking. Give me a second to check if I'm live, if everything goes well. And let me know in the comments if this lens. Yes. Okay. Yes, I'm live. Just a second, please. Yeah, so let's talk about conviction. I want to know, when I'm talking about it, let me know if any of these lands for you. So when it comes to conviction, most women, and not only women, entrepreneurs as a whole, CEOs, coaches, you collapse, and we collapse. I have been there as well in business, not because you lack ideas, but because you sell from pressure instead of presence, instead of knowing your work is incredible, it's changing lives. And there is this kind, I have to make a sale. Let that sink in, because when I'm realizing it, sometimes when I'm doing my own inner work, this also, I need time for this to sink. And that is not a creativity problem or work ethic problem. This is an energy leak. You're showing up, but it feels kind of rushed. You're writing content, but it feels like a chore, or it's just performative. You're selling, but it kind of feels like begging, or choose me, or look at me how good I am. You need to work with me, you need to choose me. And I know it because I have been on both ends. I've sold very high ticket packages from my power, and I've sold from pressure. And the results are night and day. Here's what you need to understand, and this has nothing to do with, this kind of just being the vibe, or the other, on the other hand, this kind of bro marketing where you're constantly hustling, where you're pretending to be a boss babe, but inside of you, this strategy, these funnels, it's not landing for you, you don't feel it, and that's why the conversion is slow, or it's not what you know it should be. And this is about understanding the core of a business that lasts, that is sustainable, one where the strategy amplifies your power, not compensates for the lack of it. So if we have to say what's the core message of today's life, it's about the sale is made before the pitches drop. Before the pitch drops, excuse me. Sales are made when your frequency meets someone's decision. And I'm going to give you an example. Years ago, when I was still in corporate, and when we have our sales representatives, we were always teaching them that they are not selling a product, they are selling themselves first. You're selling yourself first. And your conviction, your energy, how secure you feel when you're making a sale is making the big difference, because premium buyers somehow are feeling it. And people don't want to be, they don't want you to teach them more information, to give them more of something they can read. They want to be in your field because they feel attracted, magnetized to you, and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to be in your world, I want to work with you. I don't know what you're doing with me, but I want to be next to you. And that happened to me many times. Also, again, I will speak of my past experience in my corporate job, where, do you know, at some point I have mastered this energy so much. This is self-conviction. This is, I know who I am, I know my worth, I know my power. I respect myself, my experience, what I've been through, and people somehow feel it and they are attracted to you. And this happened to me many times, where many people who were much higher in the hierarchy, or from clients who were on the highest levels, they just wanted to sit on one table with me when we have these events. And there were these situations where a couple of colleagues or a couple of clients are going to say, I want to sit next to Marina. And let me expand on this concept. This is my earned power method, earned power concept. This is your CEO energy. This is your, call it if you wish, queen frequency, call it a vibration, call it invisible thread, call it whatever you want. But this is this inner state inside of you that says, do you know what? You don't even have to talk about it. It's an aura. It's your presence. It's saying without words, I know what I bring to the table. I know who I am. I am the fucking table. And I know what my works does, regardless if you're selling a product or a service. And your inner feeling and what you're translating to the world, to your buyers, is, I'm not here to prove it to you. This is it. This is me. This is my work. This is my offer. This is what you're going to experience. and who you're going to be after this experience, I'm inviting you, come with me if you wish. And here there is this very thin moment where you're not convincing them. You are convinced. And the right people feel it. They don't need 14 DMs, they don't need a masterclass or 5 testimonials or seeing more of your work. They feel it when they land on your page because your field is clean. For example, I don't have a big audience, but I make much more money than other people, and trust me, yesterday and every other day I'm receiving messages. I have 14,000 followers, I have 40,000 followers, I have 3 million views, but no sales. Or my sales are just 5-10K per month. At the same time, I'm closing one premium client who brings me 20K from one client. And this doesn't mean you don't have a strategy. It means that your strategy is laced with self-trust. It means your content, your profiles, as soon as someone finds you, it translates I am the table. When your content is coded with conviction, because you can check one of my recent posts that I posted the other day. Earned power can't be faked. This is not the choose me energy. This means you're not available for crumbs or maybes. You are in this is my world, and you're invited. I know my work is going to completely transform your life. Your business is going to start printing money with my sales engine. You're going to find yourself again, and your strategy is going to reflect you, your work, your vibe, not just templates for fake authority. Things are completely changing when you do this. Because, my dear, there is one truth. Again, you know, I am a strategy woman, a woman of intention, a woman of structure. But strategy without conviction equals noise. You can have the best launch runway, the prettiest funnel, the most polished slides, 10 authority content templates, but if your energy is off, it falls flat. And I know that this doesn't sound very nice and pretty, but it's better for you to get it, to understand it, than keep wasting more time trying to copy someone else's work. And that is subconscious. I'm not saying you're doing it on purpose, but with all that noise in the online space, and not only, it's very easy to fall for it. But if you are working and doing your strategy, your funnels, your content, every single thing, the way you work, the way you deliver your work, if this strategy is infused with you, it will succeed. But strategy without soul fades. Strategy, funnels, content without self-trust becomes noise. Strategy without conviction, this is just performance. And you will be visible, but not profitable. And I have seen this millions of times with clients who, we build a perfect strategy, but they don't find themselves in there. Or they're not trying to say it with their own words and do it their own way. They're just copying the strategy, taking some templates without infusing their core, their soul in it, and it's not working the same way when it's infused with you, with your earned power, with what and why you are doing it. You will be visible but not profitable. You can go viral, but this will not bring you the amount of money you expect from this virality, because your client, your premium client, doesn't just want a formula. Yes, they want the formula, the blueprint, but they want it from you because they see you have this earned power, and they want to feel. And this is again subconscious. Your ideal client, when she's reading your content, she's not thinking of it, but it's, as I said, this invisible thread, this magnetism that makes her say, I don't know what is it, but I need to be in her world. I can feel it. This will shift me. This will expand me. And let me share a couple of stories of mine, so you know I talk from real experience. There were many times when I have sold high ticket offers from bed, when I was sick, broke, and in tears. Not once. I have cases where I was counting coins for breakfast and closing high ticket sales for 3K, 5K, 10K offers by that same afternoon. Do you think that was a fancy script? A launch runway? No, it wasn't. Yes, there was a strategy, a plan, but it was the conviction. It was the self-trust. It was the decision that, yes, I don't come from money, but I will build my wealth. And even when I didn't have a plan back then in the beginning, I became the woman who holds it all. My plan crystallized because I was moving from my conviction. Knowing, I remember I had a very ridiculous amount of money in my bank account, but I knew the work I'm doing is going to transform my clients' businesses, to start printing money for them. The experience in their business is going to be completely different, much easier, flawless, seamless. And I just knew it. And I decided I'm going to sell myself, my work, what I'm doing. I was seeing the quantum version of me before I had the proof. And I acted from there. Not from how much money I have in my bank account. Or not from who likes me, who doesn't like me. That is when you collapse timelines. That's when you bend reality. That is when you sell without selling. Let me know if that lands. Even if you're catching the replay, put a hashtag replay and let me know. Hi everyone who is here, welcome. Let's go to some myth busting, because there are many things that are being said in the online space, and again you subconsciously start trusting them, and at some moment this makes you a disservice. So the first thing is, show up every day brings more sales. The idea that you need to almost die on social media to make a sale is absolutely not for me. That's not what I teach, that's not what I live. Consistency and presence are two different things. You can post daily and still sell nothing, and you can post once per week, 2 times or 3 times per week, and magnetize thousands of dollars. Just what I told you. I don't have a big following, but every single day clients are reaching out to me and I make sales with a tiny audience, but because I know who I want to attract, who I'm speaking to, and whose life I can transform. It's not about more. It's about alignment. It's about pivoting. It's about this conviction and self-trust. And this is exactly why my sales engine is designed to replace you as the sales system. So you're not hustling daily to chase sales. But here's the catch. If that system lacks you, your essence, your clarity, your certainty, your conviction, if you're not trusting, yes, this message is going to land and I know what I'm bringing to the table, it won't convert the way it converts for me. And I want to tell you that I have been there. Many times I felt I have to make a sale today because of sometimes ego, sometimes just being in this mode I have to, and it flopped, not once. But when I drop it with this calm conviction, when I truly feel this is available and you're invited, and I present it that way to my client, that's when I close 10K sales without a single pitch. Because, want it or not, there is this reality that this premium buyer, and not only the premium buyer, but buyers respond to your clean energy, not the perfect execution. The clients who stay with me long term, more than 2 years or 3 years, they know I'm not perfect. But they don't care about, let's say, the Canva design, how exactly your slide looks like. They care about certainty. And they don't remember your 7-step framework. They remember the way you made them feel secure that your work, your offer is going to bring them the transformation. And they are not reading your pain point, agitate solution. They are reading your frequency. They are thinking, yes, this is me. I have this problem. I need it solved now. And here comes the thing. She's thinking, is this woman going to help me solve it? Is this program going to work for me? This is reading your frequency. Because this energy isn't what you say, it's what you transmit. The transmission you're giving, your field, your frequency. And when your energy is clean and rooted in power, this earned power that you already have, then you become undeniable. So if we have to summarize, we have 3 frequency activators. Certainty is more than script, meaning people don't buy your words, they buy the energy behind them. People are not buying from confusion, they buy from the woman who decided first. The second is that truth is more than tactics. Your authenticity cuts deeper than strategy. Why do you think storytelling is the best performing type of content? Because you can post tips all day, but one piece of your raw self, raw truth, will sell more than any value-packed carousel. And that is for a fact. And conviction is much more than just visibility for the sake of visibility. Because you don't need more people, you need to show up in your full power for the people who are already watching, for your ideal client. And as a final transmission of today's live, I want you to remember that you're not meant to beg for sales. You're meant to embody the offer, to embody what you're teaching, and to show who you are. You're not just delivering a service or a product or an offer, you're the transformation. And you can join Queen Codes. This is a 3-day program for the woman who's ready to own it. Not just look good online, not just hit a number, but become the magnetic, multi-dimensional leader. You know you are this person. And when your energy and strategy finally matches this, you don't chase results, you calibrate them. You can DM me Queen to activate this kind of next level when you're sold out just because of you, your frequency, your energy. This program is not about strategy. This is about returning to yourself, to your voice. So your brand, your funnels, your content, everything that you're doing can sound with your voice, with your energy, and your brand, your presence becomes this magnetic field that your ideal client is looking for. This is a very low ticket program. It's a 3-day nice but however deep transformational program of your field, of returning to your queen energy, of becoming this woman who is the fucking table and worth paid for this. Or if you want to work on your funnels, you can DM me Sales Engine. This is the program that is going to completely transform how you're running your sales system. This is the magnetic sales system that pull in premium buyers on autopilot, not with the hype, but with this precision positioning and this high energy. It's called the Sales Engine, and it works even when you're offline. It replaces you as the sales system. It is your next deep evolution, so your business can start printing money. This is a silent power, but it's so powerful that no dancing crew is going to replace it. I want to mention here that this is not a one funnel or one-off automation. This is no one-hit launch. This is a cohesive sales system that structures how your sales flow, your buyer's journey, the conversion. It collapses time around conversion. This is a strategic program, but again, rooted in your own voice, your own power, and your energy. DM me for any of the programs. If you're watching the replay, put a hashtag replay. Feel free to add any comments, regardless when you're watching. And thank you for your time and being here. I'm going live. The next live is going to be, just give me a second, I will tell you when. Our next live is next Tuesday, when I'm going to talk about the next step from this activation of your queen energy, of your own power, of your conviction, and you're going to understand how to build a sales engine without being on wait 24/7. and what is it all about. How to transform your business to print money while you're away. Thank you for being with me. Let me know if you need the links. You can DM me Queen for the 3-day Queen program, recalibration of your energy, returning to your voice, to your brand, infusing everything you're doing, content, sales, funnels, whatever, with you. Or you can DM me Sales Engine if you're looking for the strategic program where we're going to make your business cash machine without it needing you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.